Tina Turner's life, though celebrated as one of the greatest success stories in music history, was also shaped by deeply public controversies that revealed the cost of her fame and the complexity of her personal world. Long before she became a global icon, her name became synonymous with one of the most shocking revelations in entertainment: the exposure of domestic abuse at the hands of her former husband, Ike Turner. When Tina spoke openly in a 1981 People magazine interview and later in her 1986 autobiography, I, Tina, she shattered a long-standing silence around domestic violence. At the time, such admissions were rare, and her story forced the public to confront an uncomfortable reality hidden behind the glamour of stardom. Yet this courage came with a price. Media outlets repeatedly revisited her trauma, often compelling her to relive painful memories during interviews that had little to do with her music. Meanwhile, Ike Turner publicly dismissed her claims, downplaying the abuse and in some instances blaming her, which prolonged the controversy for years. Her personal life drew further scrutiny in later years, particularly her relationship with her children. Reports and documentaries raised questions about her role as a mother, with some critics suggesting she had been emotionally distant. Tina herself admitted in 1989 that she had cut her sons off financially, explaining that she wanted them to become independent rather than rely on her fame and fortune. Over time, distance, both physical and emotional, strained some of these relationships, especially after she relocated to Switzerland. One of her sons even revealed in 2018 that they had not spoken in nearly 2 decades, adding another layer of complexity to her legacy. Even her early artistic choices were not immune to controversy. In 1968, the album Out of Season, released during the Ike and Tina Turner era, sparked backlash for its cover image, which depicted the duo in whiteface. Intended as a satirical statement on the pressures black artists faced to conform to white standards in the music industry, the imagery was widely misunderstood and criticized. Decades later, another decision reignited debate when Tina renounced her U.S. citizenship in 2013 after becoming a Swiss citizen. While she explained that the move reflected her settled life in Europe with her husband, Erwin Bach, some critics questioned her detachment from the country where she had built her career. Behind these controversies was a woman whose story began far from the spotlight. Born Anna Mae Bullock on November 26, 1939, in Brownsville, Tennessee, she was raised in the small rural community of Nutbush. Her early years were marked by instability. Her father, Floyd Richard Bullock, worked as a Baptist deacon and farm overseer, while her mother, Zelma Priscilla Curry, labored in a factory. Their troubled marriage led to separation when Tina was just 11 years old, leaving her and her sisters to be raised primarily by their grandmother, Georgiana Curry. The disruption of her family life deeply influenced her resilience, a trait that would define her later years. She had 2 sisters who played important roles in her upbringing. Her older sister, Ruby Aline Bullock, would later become a songwriter and remain a close companion throughout Tina's life. Her half-sister, Evelyn Juanita Curry, died tragically in a car accident during Tina's teenage years, an early encounter with loss that left a lasting impact. During World War II, Tina and her sisters were temporarily separated from their parents and placed under the care of strict grandparents, an experience that instilled discipline but also emotional distance. Despite these hardships, music became a constant in her life. She attended Flag Grove Elementary School, a modest one-room schoolhouse, and sang in the choir at Spring Hill Baptist Church in Nutbush. After her grandmother's death, she moved to St. Louis at the age of 16 to reunite with her mother and sister. It was there that her life took a decisive turn when she encountered Ike Turner, a meeting that would launch her career but also entangle her in years of turmoil. Tina completed her high school education at Sumner High School in St. Louis after initially attending Carver High School in Tennessee, where she had been active as a cheerleader and basketball player. After graduating in 1958, she briefly worked as a nurse's aide at Barnes Jewish Hospital and considered a career in nursing. However, her growing involvement in music quickly overshadowed those plans. Her professional journey began in earnest in 1956, when she joined Ike Turner's band, the Kings of Rhythm, initially performing under the name Little Ann. Her breakthrough came in 1960 with the hit single A Fool in Love, which led to the formation of the Ike and Tina Turner Revue. The duo became international stars, delivering electrifying performances and producing hits such as River Deep, Mountain High, Proud Mary, and Nutbush City Limits. On stage, Tina was dynamic and unstoppable. Offstage, she was enduring a deeply abusive relationship. In 1962, she married Ike Turner in Tijuana, Mexico, beginning a 16-year marriage defined by control and violence. Ike dominated both her personal life and career, subjecting her to severe physical abuse. The breaking point came in 1976 after a violent altercation in Dallas. With only 36 cents and a gas card, Tina fled, seeking refuge in a nearby hotel. Her eventual divorce in 1978 came at a steep cost. She relinquished nearly all financial assets and rights to their shared work, choosing instead to keep her stage name, the one thing she believed she had earned. The years that followed were difficult. She struggled financially and professionally, taking on television appearances to pay off debts. Yet, in the 1980s, she achieved what is widely regarded as one of the greatest comebacks in music history. The 1984 album Private Dancer catapulted her to global superstardom, with the hit What's Love Got to Do With It earning her multiple Grammy Awards. Reinvented as a rock icon, she claimed her title as the Queen of Rock and Roll. Beyond music, Tina also ventured into acting, appearing as the Acid Queen in Tommy, 1975, and as Auntie Entity in Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, 1985. She continued performing to sold-out stadiums well into the 1990s, before officially retiring after her 50th anniversary tour in 2009. Over her career, she won 12 Grammy Awards and was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice, first with Ike Turner in 1991, and later as a solo artist in 2021. Her personal life eventually found peace with Erwin Bach, a German music executive she met in 1985. Their relationship, which she described as love at first sight, stood in stark contrast to her previous marriage. After 27 years together, they married in Switzerland in 2013. Their bond was marked by profound loyalty, exemplified when Bach donated a kidney to her in 2017 during her battle with kidney failure. Tina was a mother to 4 sons: Craig Raymond Turner, her son with Raymond Hill; Ronnie Turner, her biological son with Ike; and Ike Turner Jr. and Michael Turner, whom she adopted and raised as her own. Her family life, though filled with love, was also complicated by distance and personal struggles. Financially, she became one of the most successful artists of all time, selling over 200 million records worldwide. By the time of her death, her net worth was estimated at $250 million. In 2021, she sold her music catalog and image rights for approximately $50 million, ensuring the preservation of her legacy. She also invested heavily in real estate, including a $76 million lakefront estate in Switzerland, where she spent her final years. Tina Turner passed away peacefully on May 24, 2023, at the age of 83 in Küsnacht, Switzerland, following a long illness. She had battled multiple health issues, including kidney disease, intestinal cancer, and the effects of a stroke she suffered in 2013. Even in her final months, she used her platform to raise awareness about health issues, particularly the dangers of high blood pressure. Her story remains one of extraordinary transformation, a journey from a turbulent childhood and an abusive marriage to global superstardom and personal peace. Through every controversy, hardship, and triumph, Tina Turner redefined herself, leaving behind a legacy not just of music but of endurance, reinvention, and unbreakable strength.